Michigan Out of Doors Online is brought to you in part by Mr. Muskie Charters, offering full-service guided fishing trips for walleye, muskie, bass, and sturgeon on Lake St. Clair and the Detroit and St. Clair rivers. Booking information is online at mrmuskiecharters.com.
Hey everyone, welcome to Michigan Out of Doors. I'm Jenny Olson and we've got a great show for you this week. I'll take you out to a shooting league where competitors use slingshots. You won't want to miss that story. But before we get to that, Jimmy and Jordan have some other springtime excitement in store for us.
Well, that's right, Jenny. Lots of good springtime activity on this week's show. We're going to do a little bass fishing, actually a kayak versus bass boat competition. You won't want to miss that. And we're also going to chase some turkeys on this week's show, so lots of good stuff. You stay tuned. I'm Jimmy Gretzinger. It's time for Michigan Out of Doors.
From the first spring rains to the soft summer breeze, dancing on the pine forest floor, the autumn colors catch your eyes. Here come the crystal winter skies. It's Michigan. Michigan Out of Doors. Someday our children all will see this is their finest legacy, the wonder and the love of Michigan. As the wind comes whispering through the trees, the sweet smell of nature's in the air. From the Great Lakes to the quiet stream, shining like a sportsman's dream, it's the love of Michigan we all share.
Michigan Out of Doors is presented by Country Smokehouse. Offering a variety of meat products, Country Smokehouse is located 3 miles south of I-69 and M53, just south of Imlay City. Country Smokehouse is a meat processor, a butcher, and a destination for sportsmen. By Angler Quest Pontoons, a mid-Michigan company building boats for fishermen by fishermen. Angler Quest Pontoons are designed for comfort and functionality. On the web at anglerquestpontoons.com.
We all have one, that perfect spot, a special place we go to smooth out the ripples of the day. Our perfect spot is calling. Our perfect spot is pure Michigan. Your trip begins at michigan.org.
Michigan-based Vanguard has manufactured optics, hunting packs, and accessories for over 30 years. Discover all of our most recent innovations at vanguardworld.us.
Well, here it is, the second week of the turkey season here in Michigan, and although I have yet to fill my tag, we kick off this week's show with a great turkey hunt from the west side of the state. Over this past weekend, I was able to tag along with a youth hunter and watch him get his very first bird.
Again, safety first, please. Unload the gun in the line. Unload the gun when you guys leave. Make sure you guys
Today I would be hunting with Derek Garris, his grandfather Frank, and our guide for the day, John. The plan was to sit a hayfield where the guys had been seeing quite a few birds.
We're out here on the waste management property in Muskegon County with West Michigan Wildlife Association doing our annual youth turkey hunt that we do out here. We got a 9-year-old with us today. His name's Derek. This is his first ever turkey hunt. We had some birds gobbling just back behind us, and we're gonna end up working them in, get them over here, and hopefully Derek's gonna end up getting a shot this morning.
This hunt's been going on since 2010, so for the last 7 years now, it's to get the youth introduced out into the woods to do turkey hunting and to get them away from basically doing video games all day long and get out and enjoy what we enjoy doing. So, the name of the group's West Michigan Wildlife Association. We're based out in Muskegon. We do this youth turkey hunt obviously in coordination with the DNR and with the Muskegon County Wastewater, and they give us the access to come out here and do the hunt.
Many of the kids taking part in this event have never been hunting before, so in an effort to make sure they are prepared, the group holds a training day the week before the actual hunt.
Yeah, so for the youth hunt, the Saturday beforehand, we have what we call a training day basically, and the DNR talks to them, Nick talks to them, explains a little bit to them about the characteristics of the turkey, what we're looking to shoot, because we're looking to shoot a legal bearded or legal beard bird. And the DNR officers also talked to them, explaining to them the shooting regulations, the shooting hours, And then we also, that day, will do shooting with the kids to make sure they're shooting where they're supposed to and that they're handling the gun safe and effectively. And they don't get to carry the guns out to the blinds. We carry them out in the mornings for them, but they handle it from that point forward. So then when we do the gun safety, we actually have the hunter safety instructor come out that does that, and he actually goes through everything with the kids as far as keeping the guns pointed in the safe direction, the safety on and off. You know, you only want that safety off when you're going to shoot at your intended animal, and we teach them you got to look behind what's behind there too, because there could be something behind there that you don't want to shoot, and you know, if you miss your shot, you know, you could end up hitting what's behind it. And go over to safety and making sure if you have multiple birds to make sure them birds' heads are separated so you don't end up killing two animals. And they go, you know, all the safety stuff with that is imperative, you know, not just for, you know, the kids, but for adults even when we're out in the woods hunting.
Back in the blind, we were finally having some action. A lone Tom had made his way out into the field and very slowly was making his way right into the decoys.
He's going to want to get over by these heads that are away from that Tom. That's a good thing for us. He's just about ready. Now everything is... No, push it over. Make sure it's over. Don't touch the trigger. There you go. Don't touch the trigger yet. You want to wait until he comes over where you can see him. Put that dot right where you want to kill him at, Derek. Oh, can't move, can't move. What are you looking like, right? He's right in front of the Tom. Can you shoot him or no? I can't move right now. He's looking right at us. He's getting ready to kick that Tom's butt. Come out your window shorts. How we doing, guys? He's picking this. He's behind the fan. He's behind the fan, so we can't shoot. Can shoot him right now. As soon as he separates from that Tom, we're going to shoot him. Don't move your head around. Get in the skull. Get in the skull. He's just been behind the bird the whole time.
This Tom had read the script perfectly. Now we just needed him to clear the decoys so Derek could take a shot.
Let him get away from that decoy. Okay, get ready. You got him. Let him have it. Easy. Don't jerk. Don't pick your head up. Just take your time. Give it. Good shot. Good job.
Good job, Derek.
You are the man.
I got it. Good job, Derek. Yes, sir. Good job, Derek. Woo, that's the way we roll.
First time.
Go get your bird, Derek. Go get your bird. Oh, go get him.
Oh, Grandma's gonna be proud of you.
Go get him, buddy. Oh, come on, Dad.
Yeah. Here's a shot too.
Oh.
First shot.
Give me some. Give me some.
Derek, that is amazing, bud.
That was a good shot, man.
I didn't think I was gonna get it.
Bird down.
All right.
Give me a hug, man. I've been waiting for that for a lot of years.
Woo.
I've known you since you were a
So Derek, the kid that we were hunting with today, his grandfather Frank, I've known him since 2002. We've been hunting together, and Derek's 9 years old, so I've known Derek since he was a baby. And ever since he was 5, he'd ask his grandpa, man, am I old enough to go hunting yet? Am I old enough to go hunting yet? And you know, every year it's no, 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 but you're getting closer, you're getting closer. And finally this year it was, you're old enough to go hunting, and he lit up like a Christmas tree on Christmas morning, and he was ready to go, and he's just been looking real forward to it. And this morning, even riding out here on the truck, we were telling him, you know, when we get out of the truck, you got to use your whisper voice, your inside voice. You can't be out there yelling. And he's told us just, this isn't our first rodeo, so maybe that's just because he heard us talking about it so much that it's just not his first rodeo, but we had to tell him, no, literally, this is your first rodeo. This is your first time ever doing this. But he did great. He did really awesome with the bird in front. He stayed calm, he stayed cool, he stayed collective, and made a really great shot that any adult would love to make on a bird.
Derek made a great shot, and after lots of celebration and a few pictures, we made our way back to the truck to get some official measurements.
Well, this has really been a tremendous partnership between, obviously, Muskegon County wastewater system, who's given us the access for this spring youth hunt, and the local West Michigan Wildlife Association, who has generously provided a lot of the guides and the materials for many of these hunters. A lot of these kids are first-time hunters. They haven't had the opportunity before. Many of them don't have the equipment, but the West Michigan Wildlife Association, they've provided everything from the pop-ups to firearms as needed, and the guiding, of course, which is really key and instrumental in the success. So, and then, of course, we work with both the club and the county to make sure that the hunt goes smoothly and safely and there are no problems. And I like to keep some records of the success of the kids. Basically, we're just taking weights of the birds, spur length, beard length, and some information of that sort.
I've witnessed a lot of turkey hunts over the years, but it's been a while since I've seen someone so excited in the turkey woods. Special thanks to Derek, Frank, John, and everyone else involved in this event for letting me tag along and for helping us all to remember what hunting is really all about.
Got some first try!
There are bass fishing tournaments all over the state of Michigan, but when I heard about the one that just happened a week or so back, it caught my attention because it was bass boats versus bass kayakers. I had to check it out to see what it was all about. A week or so back took me to southeast Michigan to the town of Waterford. I'd heard about a fishing tournament I needed to check out. It was for bass, but the unique part was that it was 15 bass boats versus 15 kayak fishermen, and they could have had a lot more from the sounds of it.
We are officiating the war on the water. Power boats versus kayaks. First time it's ever been done.
And you said these kayak guys were getting kind of lippy, huh?
Huge, huge. That's how this all got started. And we told them to put their money where their mouth is. And this is how this grew. And then on social media, it just exploded. And I think that's how you got involved in this, is hearing that. Then we just recently found out that this is the first of its kind in the nation.
Most all the boats were in the water now, and there was no lines in the water till 8:30 a.m. And from what I was hearing, this is a very good lake for catching fish.
You have a real mixed bag here. It's got a river system that runs through the center of it. You've got islands, you've got a lot of structure. There's a lot of stumps. There's a couple deep sections, 20 plus feet deep. It's probably one of the best lakes in the area structure-wise because of the stumps and islands. A lot of seawalls. You've got just about anything you'd ever want for bass fishing. It's a very good fishery.
So the advantage for the boats is covering more water. I asked Pete what he thought the advantage might be for the kayakers, if there was any.
The kayakers, I think their big advantage is they can get into tighter quarters, tighter spots than the powerboat guys can. I think that's their primary advantage. And one of the things that powerboaters are guilty of sometimes is going too fast. And I think the kayak guys, just by the nature of the beast, are a little bit slower. And this time of year, that might be very, very helpful to them.
So after a fish was caught, the angler had to take a picture on an approved measuring board. It was all run through a fishing app and was really a great way to do this tournament here in a part of the state that is very familiar with bass tournaments.
I believe in Oakland County we have 69 lakes with launches on them, state launches, just in this immediate area. Wow. It's amazing. We're so fortunate up here. We're so fortunate in Michigan to have the type of fisheries that we do and the way the state manages it. We're really, really fortunate. I fish all over the country, and to see what we've got here, it's just a blessing.
A blessing indeed. Now, there were a few guys that were setting the lake on fire, but most all were at least into some fish. Now, the bait shop that was running this event is pretty new to the area, and I was able to catch up with its owner to learn more about his shop.
Well, it's called the Bait Shop, and we're in Waterford, Michigan. And I've been kind of helping out quite a few of the bait shops in the area for the last 30 years here on their pro staffs. And we lost our only one in our area here about 3 years ago, and I've just been looking for the right kind of little location. And we just decided to build it new, and we did that, and we're strictly fishing. Not much hunting, anything like that. We're just gonna you know, kind of go after the fishermen and the families and get the kids back into it. Everybody from the big time tournament guys to just the, you know, dad that wants to go out with his kids. Everybody's kind of thankful that we opened up. There's not anybody really around the area here who kind of caters just to the fishermen on, you know, live bait. I make sure I have stuff for my tournament guys too, but there's everything here for, you know, all kinds of fishermen.
I have to say I was really impressed by many of these kayak fishermen. The kayaks they had were really decked out well. Some had trolling motors, many could really move through the water quite quickly. Now I have fished from a kayak before and really enjoy it, but these folks have taken it to a whole new place. Actually, a lot of kayak fishing leagues have started up, and if you're interested in doing a little research online, you probably can find many in your area. However, from the standings in the actual tournament today, the boat guys were lapping the field when it came to the actual catching of fish today. Now, to be fair, many of these kayakers were new to this lake, but for whatever the reason, as we headed back to the bait shop for the official standings, let's just say that the kayakers' trash talk, well, it was pretty quiet.
Big bass of the tournament, 20.5 inches, Corbin Kinch.
Good job.
All right. Third place, 34 fish, 547.25 inches. Chris O'Connor. All right, second place, 34 fish, 562.25 inches. Jason Wilbur. First place, 50 fish, 790.5 inches.
Impressive.
Kyle Ratliff.
Well, the boaters took first, second, and third, but the big bass was caught by a kayaker. So the first official tournament of boats versus kayaks went to the power boaters, but I have a feeling this won't be the last time some trash talk is thrown around in a bait shop. So we will see what the next tournament holds. So if you're a boater or have a kayak in the garage, the lesson here is this: get on the water any way you can. It's a great place to be, no matter what the reason, here at Michigan's Out of Doors.
In this next story, I stopped into Multi-Lakes Conservation Club in the southeast part of the state to check out their Slingshot League. Multi-Lakes Conservation Association here in Oakland County is nestled in between the woods and lakes that surround the town of Commerce. The club has many different activities going on all year round, and members come here to socialize and compete on shooting leagues. Bob Garner first told me about the Multi-Lakes Slingshot League a few months ago. So I did some digging and got a hold of league chair Jim Morphew to see this craziness with my own eyes.
Multi-Lakes Slingshot's been around for about 53 years, Jen. We shoot every week in the fall and in the spring. We have this year 16 teams of 4 people shooting competitively. That's adult league. We also have the juniors that shoot ahead of the adults. Adults, it's competitive. It's 5 targets, 5 shots apiece. Perfect score is 50, and we haven't had one in 2 years. The history of this league's been around for 53 years. There used to be a couple leagues in the area that they used to have competition. Now we're the only one, and we think we're the only one that has lasted this long continuously in the galaxy. We don't know about the rest of the universe. We actually haven't gotten an email and found out.
Well, if you haven't figured out, Jim is quite the cut-up, but really does know his stuff. I asked him if the quality of slingshot makes a difference.
Yes, those of us slingshotters that shoot regularly, we own our own slingshots. I like the $10 Walmart slingshot myself, but you can spend as much as $25, but it won't help.
Speaking of slingshots, I caught up with Multi-Lakes member Tim Loynes, who has a whole collection of slingshots of all shapes and sizes.
Oh, this is a collection through the years. This one here is a Barnett Target slingshot. And got one here that extends out in front if you wanted to make it an overdraw one. And then the old standard slingshot that you'd get at any department store.
Everybody had as a kid, right?
Yeah. And this one here is a hunter It's actually based on like a compound bow. It's got wheels on it.
Oh, wow.
When you pull it back, the wheels roll with it.
That's cool. Is it more accurate?
No, it's just a little faster. It is pretty accurate though, but I set this one up for Carol because she's having trouble pulling the ones with the heavy band, so I set it up on the first hole for light bands, and she's using this one.
No matter what type of slingshot you use, this sport is fairly inexpensive as far as shooting sports go. Even the ammo won't break the bank.
We catch all the balls. They're 12 mil balls. They used to be about 10 cents a piece, but we're now finding them for 3 cents a piece. But we have a lot of them. We lose quite a few in the summer at our outdoor party here at Multi Lakes. We have an outdoor summer fair. And we set up outside and the kids shoot them everywhere. And they're all in the back. And, but inside we catch them all. The ones that even don't make it to the net, we have a magnet. We just go around and pick them up.
With all of the practice shots out of the way, the first group was up to shoot. Each person hangs one paper target downrange to start.
Each target is 5 balls. Can you guys count to 5? That's okay. We have a rack here that has 5 little holes in it. You can just use that.
This is both the championship this week. That is the fall series champs versus the spring series champs. This is our World Series. They're going to shoot their 5 targets each, and they're under pressure. The rest of us are, well, we're under pressure to beat the archers. The last 2 or 3 years, the archers have won. That's after we let them put the sights back on their bows. The hardest thing about the sport is to get the ball right in the middle of the pocket, because your release is very important, similar to a bow. It isn't as easy as bow as far as we're concerned, although we can't beat them at the bow either. So, also, you do the same thing every time. You hold your arms straight, you pull it back the same amount, and if you're shooting low, aim a little higher. And if you're shooting to the left, we like to say aim a little bit more to the right. Often a new shooter won't hit the target for a couple weeks. Okay. But once you start hitting the target at all, it's like Christmas. And then after a while, you get where you're hitting 4 or 5 of the target, and then you're starting to score.
Everyone has their own tricks of the trade out here, including co-chair Chip DeLozier.
I put the target up backwards because I can see it from the back of the range every hit, but it still scores nicely because I know where the middle of the target is.
Chip's definitely got his style dialed in, but the real master on the league is Vern Redderstorff. Vern's been shooting on the Multi-Lake Slingshot League for 40 years now and still loves it.
Oh, it's a lot of fun. We get up to 80 people shooting. You know, it's a good night out and reasonable.
Cool.
You know.
Has the technology changed at all in 40 years?
No.
Oh, that's cool.
As the shooters finished up, they turned in their targets to Jim and Chip, who tallied up the scores. I've got to say, it's some pretty serious stuff when the scoring starts.
It's a bullseye target, similar to a 22. The way we score it is if you hit the target at all, it's 5 points, and the circles are 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Once a steel ball punches a hole in the target, it's pretty easy for the judges to determine exactly what ring it scored in. With a ball placed on the hole, it will usually settle right in the middle of the hole, revealing if it was truly on the line or not. After an unprecedented double playoff round between the Fall and Spring League champs, the results were in.
All the computing and bribing and whining and wheedling and arguing is done, and the scores will be final. Who's Your Daddy? The Fall champs took it. Second overtime. Second overtime. This has never happened before.
So the Fall champs went home with the win. I never did hear if the Archers or Slingshotters won the other game, so I'm guessing it was the Archers. At the end of the day, the most important accomplishment here is to have a few laughs. This fun-loving group sure knows how to do just that. And maybe a few of them have even improved their shooting skills along the way. Thanks for joining us this week for Michigan Out of Doors. Make sure you check us out online next time you get a chance. You can do it a couple of different ways on our website at MichiganOutofDoorsTV.com or on our Facebook page at Michigan Out of Doors TV. We're on Facebook every once in a while letting you know where we are and where we're headed next. And speaking of where we're headed next, we still have a lot of springtime fun in store for you here on the show. We have turkey tags to fill. The walleyes are still in the system making their way all the way up to Port Huron. We might stop in up there and show you how that's done up in that part of the state. All kinds of fun stuff coming your way.
Well, it is a great time of the year to be a sportsman, from the walleye in the river, all the good fishing that's happening, turkeys everywhere, morels are popping. What a great time of the year to be a sportsman here in the state of Michigan. And if we don't see you in the woods or on the water, hopefully we'll see you right back here next week on your PBS station.
Michigan Out of Doors is presented by Greenstone Farm Credit Services, making recreational land ownership possible across Michigan and northeast Wisconsin. Begin your land financing journey at one of Greenstone's 37 locations or visit greenstonefcs.com. By the Michigan Wildlife Council, entrusted with educating the public on how wildlife in Michigan's outdoors are managed and funded for the use and enjoyment of future generations. Visit mioutdoors.org to learn more. By the Michigan chapters of Safari Club International. For over 40 years, SCI has been protecting hunters' rights and promoting wildlife conservation here in Michigan and around the world. SCI chapter locations can be found on the web at firstformichigan.org. By Pictured Rocks Boat Cruises of Munising, exploring Lake Superior's Pictured Rocks National Lakeshore. With its sandstone cliffs, caves, waterfalls, and lighthouses, Pictured Rocks Boat Cruises on the web at picturedrocks.com. Closed captioning provided by Marvo Mineral, makers of Lucky Buck, deer management products including minerals to supplement deer diets year-round to improve health and antler growth.
When I wander far away, a dream stays with me night and day. It's the road that leads to my home state. I am a Michigan man. Changing seasons paint the scene like rainbow trout in a hidden stream. The white-tailed deer in the tall pine trees. I am a Michigan man. I am a Michigan man. Ask where I'm from and I'll show you my hands. Lord above, I love this land. I am a Michigan man. From the Keweenaw down to St. Joe, Kalamazoo, East to Monroe, to St. Marie and back again.